Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today we're going to be doing a roundup of all of the new beauty products that I tried in the month of January and kind of December. The way I'm going to break up this video is makeup, skincare, hair care, and then within those categories I'm going to do the best products or my favorites from that category, and then the worst products or my least favorites from that category, and then, because I always love to be honest about my opinions, the products that are genuinely like just fine. I feel like so much people are just like, this is the best thing ever, or like this is garbage, and there's no middle ground, when in reality I feel like for me personally, most products are just like in that middle ground where it's like, yeah, it's good. Do you need it? Maybe, maybe not, but like it's a good product. It didn't, change my life, but it's also not garbage. I feel like that's missing a lot in the beauty community now, so I always try and give those opinions as well. Without further ado, let's start with makeup. First up in the best makeup category, I want to talk about two concealers, which you may recognize from my dupes video that went up last week. I want to talk about the Haus Labs concealer and the Catrice True Skin concealer. Neither of these are new launches, however, they are new to me. Let's talk about the Haus Labs. I have the shade 01 Fair Neutral. I should have 03 Fair Rosy, but I don't. It is an extremely creamy yet very flexible formula because it is the Triclone concealer. That's because it has 3 different types of main silicones in it, which makes it very flexible, very malleable, which prevents it from creasing and settling into your lines because it is able to move with your skin. Most concealers, they set where they are, and then if the face creases or moves, it separates, breaks up, settles the concealer. But because this concealer is able to move with your skin, it really helps it to not settle into your lines. If you apply this with a light hand, it really looks undetectable on the skin, which is insane for something of a higher coverage concealer. I get that result with something like the YSL Touche Eclat brightening pen, but that is a very sheer light coverage product. This has coverage. And similarly to that, this is the Catrice True Skin High Cover Waterproof Concealer. This does not have that same sort of silicone base as the Haus Labs, but this is also the shade 01. It is also neutral. However, it does pull a little bit more yellow than the Haus Labs. But this offers high coverage. It is extremely creamy under the eyes, which worried me at first because I was like, oh no, this is gonna settle. But it doesn't. It really is true skin. Like, the name is correct. It looks very skin-like, very smooth, nice satin finish under the eyes. My only gripe with this concealer, and it's true of the foundation that we're going to talk about in a little bit, is that there is not a great variety of shades and undertones. Like, the first 2 or 3 shades in here are neutral, and you can see it pulls a little bit yellow on me personally, so I would just prefer more variation of undertone. I understand being at a more affordable price point, it is more difficult to have as many shades as something at a higher price point because your budget is restricted. These new Jam Jam lipstick melts from Dibs are my #1 favorite of this entire video. These are hands down the best thing I have tried in the entire month of January. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I have more lip products and makeup than I could possibly ever wear in my life. I have not reached for another lip product, a lipstick, lip gloss since I got these. I am wearing 2 of the shades right now. I have 3 shades. I have Blueberry Ice, Jam Sesh, and Rhubarb Pie. Right now I am wearing Rhubarb Pie on the outer corners of my mouth, and then Jam Sesh just dabbed in the middle. These are so beautifully melty of a formula. They are extremely creamy. The lipstick melt is a true name for this, and they are such a flattering shades, which I feel like for some reason on me, no lipstick shade is flattering. They are all either like orange or gray, but these are so stunning. Even the Blueberry Ice, which is just clear but with a hint of blue, which blue is a really unique color for lip products because a blue undertone really helps to kind of whiten the appearance of your teeth, and you'll be able to notice that really well with red lipstick. Something with a blue undertone, your teeth are gonna look whiter. Something with like a orangey yellow undertone, your teeth are gonna look yellow. What I love so much about these is the versatility within all of the shades. You can apply them very sheer for just like a nice glossy wash of color, or you can really build them up and you can get a lot of pigment from these. There is a slight plump to them. There is a nice tingle, goes away after a minute or 2, so it's not anything that's long lasting or like obstructive to your life. The next best beauty product I recently discovered is these Ardell nail strips. These are just like nail stickers that go on your nails instead of having to paint on nail polish or do a press on, because I personally suck at painting my nails. I am so bad at it. If you watched my testing weird products video, you know how bad I am. I'm also scared of press-ons now because I did completely lose a fingernail one time with a press-on because the press-on came off, but the glue was too strong. It was olive and June, and my nail came off, and I am scarred for life from press-on nails now. On the box it says lasts up to 7 days. I would say lasts 14 plus days because I eventually just had to take them off. And after 2 weeks, I had like the most minimal chippage on just like the very tip of my nails. I feel like nail polish on me chips and comes off after like 12 hours. They were super easy to apply. You literally just stick them on and then like cut off the excess. My only gripe about these is that they only come with 16 stickers, and so there's only 8 sizes of nails. If there are some ones that are too big, I would have to like cut down the sides a little bit. So you have to do a little bit of like shaping and molding. This is again a product that is not new, but it is new to me. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. Specifically, I have the shade Completely Sepia. It's just a nice nude pink color, and it's a little bit on the warm side, which I personally thought it would be cooler tone because it is called sepia, and I just like associate sepia with cooler tones. It's super ultra creamy while being matte, which I feel like those two things do not always go together. The glide is extremely smooth. It lasts a really long time on the lips as well, and you can also use this on different areas of the face. If there's a color in here that you like but you're not sure about biting the bullet, I believe these lip liners are like $24, so they're not cheap by any means. But if you're looking for just like a really great lip liner formula, highly recommend these. Next is also from Catrice. This is the Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. This is such a good setting spray from the drugstore. Saw me use this when we tried to do a full face under $100. This is, I believe, like $7 or $8, and it is so good. The mist on this, super fine, makes your makeup super glowy, but it also lasts all day. And if you like the NARS light reflecting setting spray but you don't want to spend $40 on a setting spray, this is a fantastic affordable alternative. It gives that same super glowy like disco ball in the best way. So if you love a dewy glow but you find that because you love a dewy glow your makeup doesn't last all day long, I would highly recommend this setting spray because you can set your makeup with powder, like fully set it, make sure it's gonna last all day long, and then go in with this and it will give you that dewy glow. This Essence Correct and Conceal Under Eye Brightening Concealer is so good. This is $4.99 at the drugstore, and I would pay so much more for this. This is such a thin, lightweight kind of salmon color, and you can see it just blends and sinks into the skin super light, really shears out to give that kind of veil of neutrality under the eyes rather than putting on like a full load of pigment to try and correct it. It really just offers that veil of correction, which I love in under eye products. When you have a formula that is as thin as this, you can layer it and it's not going to make your under eye look heavy or settle into the creases under your eyes. And because it is such a sheer color, I find that I can use this as a one and done product on lighter makeup days or no makeup days. I don't need to layer a concealer over top of it. If you're looking for a phenomenal under eye corrector, honestly at any price point, I would recommend this one, and it is $4.99. The NYX Buttermelt Glaze Soft Glow Skin Tint surprised me in the best way. Soft glow skin tint is absolutely right. This offers a nice soft glow to the skin. It's not overly dewy, it's not matte, it is just a tint, very light coverage. It's not going to be that buildable. Lasts really well all day long. I was actually surprised, but I find that it is really nice on those no makeup days, but also on days when I want to wear a little bit more makeup, maybe it still holds up. It does have chemical UV filters, which I feel like most skin tints on the market have mineral filters when they have SPF. This has SPF 30. It is still $16, which I feel like NYX is getting pretty audacious with their pricing. But they do say that this is a 93% skincare formula with niacinamide, mango, and shea butter. It does have a slight mango scent to it as well. So there is fragrance, there is chemical UV filters, so that may not be the best things for sensitive skin. I may steer clear of this, but if you don't have sensitive skin, chemical UV filters are fine. You're okay with a little bit of fragrance. This is spectacular. This is also from, this is the second Dibs thing in this video. This is the Status Stick. I have the shade Highroad Highlight, which is just like a very chunky kind of meant for the body highlight. But if I blend this out, just look at that. It adds such a gorgeous glow, a little bit more than a sheen, but it is not glittery in the slightest. It is very creamy. I understand that this is not a need, a necessity for everybody, probably not for most people. However, if you want a really glowy, nice body product that is not super glittery, not sticky, you do get 1.3 ounces or 38 grams of product in here. Like, you're not gonna run through this in your lifetime. This is humongous. Moving right along into the worst makeup products. This is gonna start off a little bit controversial, but it shouldn't be that controversial. This is the Rare Beauty Liquid Contour. The reason this is in the worst category is because it blends out to be orange on me, and this is supposed to be a contour, which contours are supposed to be cool tone to provide that shadow, but this is extremely orange once blended out. Honestly, it's too orange for me to even use it as a bronzer. It's described online as a cool taupe, but it honestly is more of a neutral, which neutrals are tricky because they will pull warm on people with cooler undertones and cooler on people with warmer undertones. And so I think that was just a really unique and strange choice for the Rare Beauty team to make, because a contour is supposed to be cool tone. So by making it more neutral, half of the people who were going to use this can't use this as a contour. Whereas if they just truly made it a true cool tone, everyone could use it. I'm just a little bit confused by the choice to make a contour leaning more neutral, because this is not going to be a contour on the majority of people who would buy this shade. This is the shade Gentle, by the way. It's the lightest shade. Nothing really bad to say about the formula. I really couldn't use it too much because this color just won't work on my skin tone. And then our only drugstore makeup dud in this video is the Colourpop Super Shock Highlighters. This was from their Frosty the Snowman collection in the shade Icicle Spree. It looks super pretty in the pan. It's like a marbled pinky, purpley, orangey white. These are so glittery. Did I get a dud, or is that just the formula? Because I feel like years ago, these were all the rage. People were like, this is the best highlighter. It's such a good highlighter. This is glitter. And I just personally don't love a glittery, super glittery highlight. So this is just a pass for me. And this next product is one of the worst products in this entire video. This is the Kosas Revealer Extra Bright Eye Brightener. This is in the shade of Magic, and let me just... that is bubblegum pink. That is so pigmented. It's also a very thick and creamy formula. It feels kind of like plaster when I'm spreading it out, but it is extremely heavy under the eyes. It settles creases, and it's not like the Essence where you don't have to put a concealer over top. You have to put a concealer over top of this, and you need to put a lot of it because it is so pigmented. Even if I just apply, let's do it again, tiny dot, meet, blend, super pigmented. It is just not flattering. Even the Haus Labs I've put on top, and it is just not, and not to mention, it smells horrendous. I do keep it to mix it into foundations because a lot of foundations end up being like too yellow toned for me. So I'll just mix in some of this, which makes them a little bit peachier, pinkier. That way I can still get use out of this because I have it. I don't want it to go to waste. I do hate it for what it's intended for, but I have found other ways to use it. But I do not recommend that any of you go buy this. The new Haus Labs Be Structural Mascara. This is supposed to be a volumizing and separating mascara, but honestly on me this just kind of clumps my lashes together. I have like 4 long lashes, and it does give a little bit of volume at the base, but that's mostly because of the technique that they sell this mascara with, a very specific way to use it, because it does have a pretty weird looking unique wand. One side is completely flat and the other side is that hourglass shape. So you're supposed to press it at the base with the flat side and then comb it through with the hourglass side. But you can do that technique with literally any mascara. There are supposed to be like hair care ingredients in this mascara, so like hair care for your eyelashes, but definitely the performance of this mascara is not worth $30. Even if it was, say, a $6 drugstore mascara, I still wouldn't recommend it because I just think it's not a good mascara. Now into products that are just okay, and the first one that is just okay is the Huda Beauty Ube Cream Blush Filter. What I really love about this blush is the color. It's really hard to find these nice kind of pale purples that are light enough for fair skin. However, the formula itself I don't love. I wouldn't buy any other shades in this formula. It's not that blendable, it's not that buildable, it's extremely sheer. I can pop on layers and layers and layers of this blush and it's not going to be overly pigmented, which, that being the case on my skin, questions how buildable these are on other skin tones. It is more on that matte side of a liquid blush, which out of all of the matte liquid blushes, I would say this might be the easiest to blend because those are typically pretty difficult to work with since they do dry down so quickly. If you are a pale lavendery purpley blush lover, I would recommend this, but if you don't want to deal with the formula, I just wouldn't recommend this line as a whole. This is the YSL Candy Glaze. I feel like this is like the most viral lip product of 2024, and it is $42 for what is effectively just a lip balm. People were doting on these as if they were like the most glossiest thing in the world, and that's how people made them look on the internet. It is not that like glossy glaze I was expecting from what people made it look out to be online, and also the name Candy Glaze. In my notes I wrote, it's literally just a plain ass lip balm ... and it's $42. I feel like I summed it up pretty well. Catrice True Skin Foundation. It is not bad by any means, but it's also not my most favorite foundation of all time. It is self-setting. It has a nice natural skin-like finish. It's not like satin or glowy, and it's not matte. It really has a natural set down. I don't have to set it with powder if I don't want to, and so that makes it kind of a blessing and a curse, because you do need to blend rather quickly with this because it does set rather quickly. That being said, you can still blend it after a little while, but it is just easier to blend it as soon as you put it on. And then similarly with the concealer that I talked about, I just wish there was more variation in shades and undertones, but again, being a $10 foundation, the budget is probably limited for the number of shades, so I understand why they went with more neutral undertones rather than a variety of undertones at each shade range. Whereas the concealer was like super creamy, easy to blend. This is a bit harder to blend and dries down a little bit faster, so just being a slightly more difficult. That's why it's in the just okay category. It's not bad by any means. The Catrice Blush Avero Cream and Powder Duos. Personally, I will preface this by saying I really do like the powder in this duo. However, this cream has like no pigment to it, and it's really hard to the touch. I really have to melt it with my finger first before I can use it, and then I get creamy pigment. Wonderful, but you can't go in just with a brush. You really have to warm it up first. And so while I don't think it's terrible, I do think that there are just easier products to use on the market. And so when you have so many even drugstore options that are an easy formula to work with, I don't think that you need something that needs an additional step. But if you're okay with that, then I would recommend it, because the powder is super nice. Another product that is not new but is new to me, the Iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. The reason that it should be in the fails section is because the packaging sucks. I hate dropper bottles. I think that they're the bane of my existence. They are so messy. But the reason this isn't just okay is because, it's not a bad glowy primer by any means. However, I don't get that much blur from it, and I get a glowier and smoother application from my L'Oreal Lumi Glotion, which is half the price of this. I will finish this up. I do think it's pretty nice, but I would not repurchase this over the Lumi Glotion, which is half the price. We have finally made it into skincare. So starting off with the best skincare that I've tried over the past month or two, I have to start with the Tatcha Brightening Serum. I'm showing you a fresh, unopened one because the one that I'm using is still that lab sample that does not have any writing on it. So this is what the packaging actually looks like. This has a time-release vitamin C derivative. So instead of pure ascorbic acid or L-ascorbic acid, it is ascorbylglucoside, which I personally get irritation in my skin. I break out with pure vitamin C, and this product does not irritate my skin, does not break me out. I have been struggling with post-acne marks and post-inflammatory erythema for the better part of the last 10 years of my life, and there has not been another product over-the-counter thing that you can buy at the store that has faded my post-acne marks as much as this product alone. I will put a picture of before I started using this, what my redness and post-inflammatory erythema and irritation in my skin looked like. And then this is my skin yesterday. The only thing that I added into my routine was this. It is very pricey. It is Tatcha. It is an $89 serum. I do not think that everybody needs this. However, it has been game-changing for my skin. So for me, personally, the price is worth it, but I understand that it is not for everybody. So along with the Tatcha Brightening Serum, there is also an eye cream in the line, and I understand this is such an expensive eye cream. However, I have been using this every day for the past 3 months, maybe even 4 months, and I have barely made a dent into this. And the thing that I love the most about this eye cream is I feel like with most brightening eye creams, they're either glittery or they have a lot of pigment to them and they look almost like a concealer. This offers that sort of instant illumination under the eyes, a little bit of that color correction, but without adding any pigment or glitter. It just instantly illuminates the skin and the under eyes. And it uses that exact same time-release vitamin C derivative ascorbylglucoside as the serum, so it is also going to be working over time to correct the dullness under your eyes. I only have one product that is in the worst category for skincare, and that is this Manyo Pure and Deep Cleansing Foam. This says that it has hyaluronic acids and ceramides. It's going to enhance your moisture barrier and leave your face feeling hydrated and moisturized after cleansing. This is the most stripping face wash I've ever used in my entire life. Before I used it on my face, I just put a little bit on my hand and I was like, ooh, fun texture, and then I rinsed it off. My hands were stripped. And I was like a tween in the 2000s, 2010s when, we were using like Clean and Clear and stuff. My skin has never been stripped to filth as much as with this cleanser. Next in the it's just okay category is the Anna Beauty Project Extreme Cream. And I have talked about this in the past about really liking it, and I will talk about all the things that I really like about it first. It offers a really gorgeous glow to the skin because it has a reverse emulsion. So the water droplets are encased in the oil droplets rather than the other way around, which offers this really gorgeous glow as soon as you blend it out while being very lightweight feel, but still really rich and yummy. It moisturizes very well. I have no issues with the way that this performs. However, my issue is my eyes sting like crazy, and I didn't know what was doing it, but my eyes will be red, water, and they sting. I thought I was just like getting face wash in my eye every night, but in fact, it was this. And I'm not someone who I would say has sensitive eyes. Things don't normally sting my eyes, water my eyes, or bother me unless I like literally poke myself in the eye. This whole area, I cannot put it because it will sting and burn my eyes, which is like half of my face. This is the Le Chou Chou Lip Softening Balm from the brand Eden. I have the shade Flavor Scent Buttermochi. It is just completely clear, but it does have this like molasses smell to it. Decently thick in texture, very glossy on the lips. I will give it that. It smooths the lines of your lips really, really well. However, there are other claims of this lip balm to be like hydrating and a slight exfoliation to it as well, kind of similar claims to Experiment Software. However, this doesn't even last an hour on the lips, and I don't know if that's because it's very glossy, but it doesn't have that staying power. It doesn't feel like it's really sinking into my lips or latching on. So it is glossy, makes the lips look very smooth when it's on, however, has literally no longevity, so you're not getting any of the benefits from the lip balm. So for that reason, I would still only recommend Experiment Software. Lastly, in the skincare category, this is technically Bodycare, but it was the only body care thing in this entire video, so I just threw it in with skincare. This is from Days. This is their vanilla whipped foaming body wash. It's in like this kind of whipped cream aerosol, and it is super fun. Like that's so fun. And there is a slight, very, very mild vanilla scent to it, but mostly just smells like soap. And honestly, personally, I wish it was a little bit stronger. I really like strong scents in my shower products. I like to be enveloped in this very yummy aromas. And in terms of it being a body wash, it's a decently fine body wash. You know, it's not stripping on the skin, but it's also not ultra moisturizing. If you're outside, like you work outdoors and you sweat a lot, I don't think that this is going to be like the best body wash to get you super clean, get off like dirt, grime, and sweat. But for just like an everyday, like a morning kind of fun wash, I think it's good. I think it's fine. It's a little bit fun if you know, if having something like this is going to keep you on earth another day, I think it's absolutely worth it. It's only like $4 or $5. You can get it at Ulta or Target. Okay, moving into our final category, which is hair care. The first thing I want to talk about is these little teeny tiny hair ties from the brand Gimme. These are called the braid ends, and they come in a pack of 25, but they are just super tiny but super duper stretchy. I love using these, especially at night, because I am trying not to sleep with my hair down. So sometimes I'll put it into a braid, but then I like tie it off with a scrunchie or a regular hair tie, and then there's just like this bulky thing under me that like hits me in the back and hits me in the face, and I don't love that. So having these makes it much more comfortable to sleep in a braid. They don't pull, they don't snag, they are just honest. They're one of the best hair ties out there, and so the fact that they make these little teeny tiny ones, game changing. I don't know about you, but I have a very thick hair and I got a lot of it, and I break claw clips like it's my job. From the same brand, Gimme, this is their claw clip for extra long hair. Look at how much space is in here. Biggest clip I ever used. I could have more hair and this would still fit my hair. And for a pretty fair price, I believe it's like $8. And so for a like luxury premium hair clip, and especially for me, it is worth it rather than just like buying regular claw clips and then breaking them and then having to buy more. Having one that actually fits my hair and is going to last is a little bit more important for me. Another hair clip, this is the flat hair clip. I got this from the brand Telly Ties at Target. You can see the spring is actually completely covered by the plastic of the hair clip. It's supposed to be unbreakable. It's supposed to not pull at your hair. Something like this where the spring is normally exposed, I lose hairs to that all the time. So this being covered, very, very smart. I'm also surprised with the fact that this will hold my hair when I twist it up, because it opens so wide and these teeth go through the bottom of your hair, and then these like sandwich, like really hold it in. It is also extremely comfortable because you don't have this big bulky thing in the back of your head. It just lays completely flat, super duper comfortable in the hair. I will say sometimes if I try and do like a half up or like just pull out some hair, I need to make sure to like really push it down at this end when I'm putting it in, because sometimes like some hairs will just like slip out on the side that it's open on. But I just really like this a lot more than I thought I would. That being said, this is the large size. It is $17, which is not affordable by any means. That is not an accessible price point for most people. I actually don't have any worst products in hair care this month. I just have two in the okay category. First up is the California Naturals Rose Garden 10 out of 10 Deep Repair Hair Mask for desperately dry hair. I believe it has a different name now. I'll put that right here. And this does make my hair feel nice and hydrated, a lot smoother when my hair is feeling very dry. I will reach for this and I will enjoy how my hair feels. It does do what it says it's gonna do. That being said, it doesn't make my hair feel magical. Like, it's not something that I yearn to use. I'm like, oh, I need to use that hair mask because it's gonna make my hair feel like silk. Like, it's not like that. But it is a nice hydrating mask. It is nice and thick, which is what I personally like in a mask. But like I said, it is Rose Garden. It is floral scented, which if you know anything about me, I hate floral scents. So the scent is one thing that I just really don't like about it. It's not God's gift to the world in any way, but it works. It does what it says it's gonna do. I don't think you'll regret picking it up, but you just might find a better mask somewhere else, you know? And the last product in the hair care just okay category, and the last product overall of the entire video, finally, is the Glaze Glazy Plex Super Bond Repair Treatment. This is supposed to repair 4 types of damage, build 4 types of bonds, and work in 4 minutes. So it has 11 hair fortifying amino acids, bond boosting citric and lactic acid, super hydrators, hyaluronic acid, PCA and glycerin, and cuticle sealing hydrogenated castor oil, and a sebacic acid complex. This is to be used after shampoo. You leave it in for 4 minutes, and it is a rinse out product, so you do rinse it out and then you can follow it up with another conditioner or just continue the way that you would normally. The scent of this is not the same scent as all of the rest of Glaze's products. If you know my history with Glaze, I find a lot of their products to just be okay. They're nothing that I feel like I need in my routine. They're not exceptional products, but they are decent. The scent has always been something that I have very publicly hated about Glaze hair care. It's very floral scented and I hate florals. This is not floral scented though. This is a little bit like sweet cinnamony. And with something like a bond repair product like this, you're not really going to see instant results in the health of your hair. My hair feels like the same after I use it, so it doesn't make my hair feel silky, magical, amazing. It doesn't add that like ultra shine that it claims to do, but it also doesn't make my hair feel like crap and like straw. I have nothing against this product. I just don't know if I'm seeing like amazing life-changing results. I will fully use this up. However, I don't think I'm gonna repurchase it. And we are finally done with my January reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that my reviews were helpful if you were thinking about getting some of these products, and maybe I talked you into some products, maybe I talked you out of some products. Let me know down below what you think of any of the things that I talked about in this video, or if there was something new that you tried in January that was not in this video. Let me know, because I always want to try new stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.